Hi, I'm Zoe. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. It was raining the night I met Nathan. Not the romantic drizzle you see in movies, but the kind that soaks through your clothes and ruins your hair. I was huddled under the awning of a coffee shop, cursing myself for not bringing an umbrella. "Looks like you could use this," a voice said, and there he was, extending a black umbrella my way. "Thanks, but I can't take your only umbrella," I replied, trying to wring water from my sleeve. "We could share? I'm headed to the parking garage 2 blocks over." "That's actually perfect. I'm parked there too." That's how it started. Innocent, simple. The kind of meet-cute I'd tell my future children about someday. "I'm Nathan," he said as we walked. "Zoe," I replied. "Thanks for saving me from looking like a drowned rat at my sister's engagement party." "Engagement party? Lucky guy." "Lucky girl. My sister Amy's marrying her college sweetheart." "Ah, well, congratulations to them." He smiled, and I noticed how his eyes crinkled at the corners. Must be nice to find someone who sticks. We reached my car first, and he insisted on holding the umbrella while I got in. "So Zoe, who needs to not look like a drowned rat," Nathan said. "Would you maybe want to get coffee sometime?" 3 years earlier, I'd broken up with my boyfriend of 5 years, Marcus. We'd grown up together, dated through college, but ultimately wanted different things. He wanted to settle down in our hometown. I wanted to pursue my career in the city. The breakup was mutual but painful. We'd stayed loosely in touch. Occasional texts, birthday wishes, that sort of thing. After meeting Nathan that rainy night, we started dating. Things moved quickly. Within 6 months, we were practically living together. My friends loved him. My family thought he was charming. My best friend Diane called him the whole package. "So when's he putting a ring on it?" Diane asked one day over lunch. We'd been dating for just over a year at that point. "We haven't really talked about it," I said, stirring my iced tea. "Girl, what are you waiting for? He's got a good job. He's not bad to look at, and he treats you like a queen." I know. But after Marcus, I just want to be sure before jumping into anything permanent." Diane rolled her eyes. "Marcus was 5 years ago. You can't compare every guy to your high school sweetheart." "I'm not comparing. I'm just being cautious." What I didn't tell Diane was that things had been off lately. Nothing I could put my finger on exactly. Nathan had been working late more often. When he was home, he was distracted, always on his phone. When I asked about it, he'd say it was work stress. "You wouldn't understand," he'd say. "My job is complicated." It wasn't just the late nights or the secrecy around his phone. It was the way he'd started criticizing me. Little things at first. The way I loaded the dishwasher, how I spoke to waiters, the friends I chose to keep. "I'm just looking out for you," he'd say when I called him on it. "You're too trusting, Zoe. People take advantage of that." The day everything changed started normally enough. I was at my desk at work when my phone buzzed. It was Marcus. "Zoe? Hey, it's been a while." "Marcus? This is unexpected." I swiveled my chair away from my coworkers. "Yeah, sorry for calling out of the blue. I'm actually in town for a conference. Thought maybe we could grab lunch? Catch up?" I hesitated. Nathan wouldn't like it. But Marcus and I had known each other since we were kids. What was the harm in lunch? "Sure. When were you thinking?" We met at a small deli near my office. Marcus looked good older, more confident. He'd always been handsome, but there was something different about him now. "So," I said after we'd ordered, "what brings you to the city besides this mysterious conference?" Marcus smiled. "Actually, I've been offered a job here. A good one. I'm thinking about taking it." "Really? Wow. What happened to never leaving home?" "People change, Zoe." He used my old nickname so naturally. 5 years is a long time. I realized I was holding myself back. "Well, congratulations. That's great news." "Thanks. But that's not the only reason I wanted to see you." My stomach tightened. "Oh?" "I've been doing a lot of thinking. About us. About what went wrong." "Marcus." "No, hear me out. We were young, we wanted different things, but I've never found anyone I connected with like I did with you. And now that I'm considering moving here, he reached across the table for my hand. I guess what I'm saying is, would you consider giving us another chance? I pulled my hand back gently. I'm seeing someone. Is it serious? We've been together over a year. We're living together. Marcus nodded slowly. I figured, but I had to ask. I couldn't move here and always wonder, what if? He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box. I even brought this. Ridiculous, right? My breath caught as he opened it to reveal a delicate diamond ring. Marcus, I know. Bad timing. But I want you to know I'm serious. If things don't work out with this guy, I'll be here. I left lunch feeling shaken. Not because I wanted to get back with Marcus, that door had closed years ago, but because of how certain he seemed. How ready to commit. Meanwhile, Nathan and I had been stagnating, or worse, sliding backward. That night, I decided to tell Nathan about the lunch. Not to make him jealous, but because honesty mattered to me. And maybe, selfishly, to gauge his reaction. To see if he still cared enough to fight for me. My ex is moving to the city, I said as we were clearing dinner dishes. Nathan's hands stilled on the plate he was rinsing. Which ex? Marcus, we had lunch today. He's considering a job offer here. You had lunch with your ex and didn't tell me? I'm telling you now. He called this morning and it was just lunch. Nathan turned off the water, dried his hands meticulously on a towel. His face was calm, but his eyes were cold. And what did Marcus want? I took a deep breath. He wanted to get back together. He even had a ring. A ring. Nathan's voice was flat. And what did you say? This was it. The moment of truth. If Nathan cared, if he truly loved me, he'd be upset. Jealous, maybe. But ultimately concerned about how I felt. I told him yes. Time seemed to stop. I waited for the explosion, the questions, the hurt. Instead, Nathan laughed. A short, ugly laugh. Good. That's perfect, actually. What? I felt like I'd been slapped. I've been trying to figure out how to end this for months. He gestured between us. You and me. This saves me the trouble. You... what? Come on, Zoe. You must have noticed. We've been going through the motions for a while now. Because you've been distant. Working late? Always on your phone? Because I've been bored. God, you're so... predictable. The same routines, the same friends, the same boring job. At first it was cute. The small-town girl trying to make it in the city. But it got old fast. Each word hit like a physical blow. If that's how you feel, why didn't you just break up with me? Honestly? Nathan shrugged. Convenience. The apartment's close to my work. You do all the cooking and cleaning, and the sex was decent enough. I felt sick. You've been using me? For a year and a half? Using is a strong word. We had an arrangement that worked, but if you're running back to your ex, that works even better for me. He pulled out his phone. I should call Vanessa. Let her know the timing's perfect. Vanessa? Who's Vanessa? Nathan didn't even look up from his phone. My girlfriend. Well, one of them. The room spun. You've been cheating on me? Again with the dramatic language. I've been seeing other people. People who aren't stuck in some small-town mentality about relationships. How many? Nathan finally looked up, annoyed. Does it matter? 3, 4 regularly, a few others occasionally. Vanessa's the main one, though. She's been pushing for me to move in with her. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. Every moment, every memory with Nathan was rewriting itself in my mind. Get out. My voice was barely audible. What? Get out! I screamed it this time. Get your things and get out of my apartment! Your apartment? We signed the lease together. My name's on it. I pay most of the rent. Get out. Nathan's face darkened. You don't want to do this, Zoe. You think you can just throw me out? After everything I've done for you? Done for me? You've been cheating on me. I introduced you to people, got you invited to parties you never would have seen otherwise, made you seem interesting by association. His voice was cruel now. You think anyone's going to want you after me? Your ex with his pathetic ring doesn't count. He's as provincial as you are. That's when I noticed my phone on the counter. It had been recording our entire conversation, a habit I'd developed after Nathan had started gaslighting me about things he'd said. I hadn't planned to use it against him. It was just my protection against his mind games. But now, you should leave, I said, suddenly calm. Or what? He stepped toward me, intimidating. Or I send this recording to everyone we know. Your boss who thinks you're such a family values guy. Your parents who still think we're getting married someday. Our friends who think you're so perfect. Nathan's face paled. You wouldn't. Try me. One more step and I hit send. He backed up, hands raised. Fine. I'll get some things and go to Vanessa's. But this isn't over, Zoe. You'll regret this. After he left, I collapsed on the kitchen floor, sobbing. Everything had been a lie, every I love you, every promise, every shared dream. I called Diane. He did what? She shrieked after I told her everything. I don't know what to do, I admitted. He's coming back tomorrow for the rest of his stuff. Don't be there when he does, Diane said firmly. Stay with me. Better yet, call your brother to be there instead. My brother Jake was built like a linebacker and had never liked Nathan. He seems fake, Jake had said after their first meeting. I wish I'd listened. The next day, Jake met Nathan at the apartment. Nathan acted like nothing had happened. Hey man, just grabbing my stuff. Zoe and I decided to take a break. Cut the crap, Jake said. I heard the recording. Nathan's mask slipped. She had no right. She had every right. Now get your things and get out. And if I hear you've been spreading lies about my sister, we're going to have a much less pleasant conversation. Nathan left, but the nightmare wasn't over. He started texting me at all hours. You'll never find someone like me. You're nothing without me. Everyone's laughing at you behind your back. I blocked his number, but he created new accounts to message me on social media. He told mutual friends I'd cheated on him, that I was unstable, that I'd threatened him. Some believed him, others didn't. The circle got smaller, but those who remained were the ones who mattered. A month after the breakup, I ran into Vanessa at a coffee shop. I recognized her from photos on Nathan's Instagram I'd seen while we were dating, always explained away as my colleague or friend from college. You're Zoe, right? She said, approaching my table. I tensed. Yes. I'm Vanessa. I think we need to talk. She sat down across from me. Nathan told me you were crazy, that you made up lies about him when he tried to break up with you. I laughed bitterly. Of course he did. I believed him. Until last week when I found messages on his phone, dozens of them, to different women. When I confronted him, she touched her wrist gently, and I noticed the bruising. He hurt you? My blood ran cold. He said it was my fault for going through his phone, that I made him angry. Tears filled her eyes. I believed that too, until my friend showed me the texts he's been sending her. The same things he said to me at the beginning, word for word. I'm so sorry, Vanessa. Don't be. I'm the one who's sorry. I should have known when he told me about you. The things he said. No decent man talks that way about someone he was with for over a year. She took a deep breath. I'm filing a restraining order. The police said it would help if there were other complaints. I thought about the recording, still saved on my phone. About the threatening texts, the social media harassment. I'll help, I said. Whatever you need. 3 more women came forward, each with similar stories. Each manipulated, cheated on, some threatened, some worse. Together, we built a case that resulted in Nathan facing charges for harassment, making threats, and in Vanessa's case, assault. The court date coincided with Marcus moving to the city. He'd texted a few times since our lunch, always respectful, never pushing. When the verdict came in, Guilty on all counts, with Nathan facing jail time and a permanent restraining order, Marcus was waiting outside the courthouse. "Congratulations," he said. "That couldn't have been easy." It wasn't. I felt lighter than I had in months. But it was worth it. "Can I buy you coffee to celebrate, just as friends?" he added quickly. I thought about it. Actually, I'd like that. As we walked toward the coffee shop, I realized something. I didn't need Marcus or any man to complete my story. The victory was mine. The strength was mine. The women I'd connected with through this ordeal, Vanessa, the others, we'd formed a bond that transcended our shared trauma. Nathan had taken so much from me, my trust, my confidence, pieces of my heart. But in losing those things, I'd found something stronger, something unbreakable. 6 months later, I was thriving. My new apartment was smaller but filled with light. My career was taking off. I'd even started dating again, casually, cautiously. Marcus and I had developed a friendship. Nothing romantic, just the comfortable connection of two people with shared history who wanted the best for each other. "You know," he said one evening as we walked through the park, "I never did get an answer about that proposal." I laughed. "Seriously?" "Not the proposal itself," he clarified. "But whether you actually told Nathan you said yes. You never mentioned that part of the story." I smiled, remembering. I did tell him I said yes. I wanted to see if he cared enough to fight for me. Turns out he didn't care at all. "His loss," Marcus said simply. "No," I corrected. "His consequence, my gain." Sometimes the most toxic people in our lives teach us the most valuable lessons. Nathan taught me what love isn't. The women who stood with me showed me what solidarity is. And I learned what strength looks like. Not in grand gestures, but in small choices each day to reclaim your power. So let me ask you, what's the most important lesson you've learned from walking away from someone toxic in your life?